Hey again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And if you're new to my channel, I have been selling on eBay for about 22 years. And most of that's been full-time, and then this last year, it became our primary income. My husband and I do work together on this, and he also is big into martial arts with his son, and then he does homeschool also and work and teach at our homeschool co-op. So today I'm going to be doing the second half of my what sold. I'm a little running behind on videos. It's just been kind of crazy. But this is the what sold for last week, Friday through Sunday, which was August 20th through 22nd. If you see me look that way, I have a little cheat sheet over here that tells me what everything sold for. Sales are picking up for me. I've also been doing a whole lot of listing. In previous videos, I've talked about I bought a bunch of stuff at an online auction, and I am trying to get through it, and then sourcing has just been a blessing for us. I just got home from doing some sourcing today at yard sales and estate sales. But I'm going to try to get some videos done tonight also on some more hauls. So, I also have done a video on shipping practices, and I promise it's in the works. I'm going to do a video on how I clean mostly my stuffed animals. That if you've watched my channels at all, you know that's my primary thing. I love stuffed animals. I love to sell vintage stuffed animals. It's just a niche that I kind of fell into over the years. I have about, I want to say a little over 7,800 items listed right now, and probably more than 5,000 of it is stuffed animals. So it's just what I love to do. So let me get to the things that sold over last weekend. All right, this first item that I sold is a limited to backpack. I've been selling a lot of backpacks. We picked up a bunch at Finders Keepers earlier in the year. We went, like it was their opening weekend, and we went on the day that everything was $1, and I bought a bunch of backpacks and binders and puzzles, and so I've been listing them. So I did pay $1 for this, and I did sell it on best offer for $13. These, I think I picked up at a consignment sale or a yard sale. They were in a baggie. I didn't pay very much, probably $1 or so for them. I had never heard of them. They are Nick Jr. Top Wing. These were the mini racers. I thought they were going to be a big thing, kind of like Super Y. I'm going to do a video one day on things that I have found in the past that are bolos that I'd love to find again, and Super Y figures are one of them. But I ended up selling these for $12, best offer. Again, just a reminder, I do not do free shipping. So when I sell these things for this amount, it does not include the shipping amount that the buyer has paid. Okay, these next items are, I featured these recently in a haul. We went to a consignment sale in North Carolina. I'm in Tennessee, and picked up a bag that had some Mickey Mouse stuff in it. And these, I basically bought it because I saw these 3 figures. They are Duplo, and I listed them and sold them, I think, the same day for $19.95. So a lot of times the Lego Duplos, if you find specific characters, a lot of times those are pretty nice to pick up. All right, this. Yes, I have a death pile like no other. And probably 2 years ago, I bought a storage container, you know, the drawer systems, that was full of Legos, I thought. But looking at it, and all 3 drawers had Legos in them, but they're not all Legos. And I've just not found the time or coaxed one of my kids to go through it and separate the Legos from the non-Legos. But I happened to look in it the other day just to see, and I found this figure. And I had to Google lens him because I didn't know who he was, but come to find out, he is the Bible Man figure from Tommy Nelson. He's a 6-inch figure. I went ahead and listed it, and I think I sold it the same day with the best offer of $35. So sometimes I found a bunch of Star Wars figures in there, and I actually even found some Game Boy Advance games in that tote, but none of them were worth very much, so I'll probably just keep them all together. These are some combat boots. I think Robert picked this up on his trip when he went to visit his parents. He paid either $5 or $8 for them, I believe, and I did sell them for best offer of $42. This next item is a first impressions rabbit. I showed this recently in a haul. I always pick this up. This is probably the second bunny, maybe the third that I've picked up. And I listed it, and I already sold it for $24.79. I think this was in my last haul from that consignment sale. I bought a bunch of loveys. I paid $2 and $3. Some of the bags had multiples in it, and I paid a little bit more. I don't mind spending up a little on these types of things when I go to consignment sales. In fact, I just went to 2 this weekend, and I'm going to have to do a haul on it. But I did sell this for the $24.95. This is another lovey. I've talked about these before. I pick them up all the time. Sometimes they sell for 20s and 30s and sometimes more. And then like this one, I listed it, and when it went on sale, it sold. It was only listed a few days also, and I did sell it for the $10.07. These are one of the jigsaw puzzles that I picked up at Finders Keepers. Paid $1 for it. I have 4 of them, and I did sell this one for $13.75. The screen says $13.45 because I had it on a different sale rate when it sold last week. I change my sales. Sometimes I do 6 cents, sometimes 6%, sometimes I do 10%, sometimes I do 15%. It just kind of, and I run week-long sales. I featured these. These came from my online auction haul. I bought a whole big box, shipping size box, full of just vintage and some that were like, I think 2011, but these Happy Meal kids meal buckets for Halloween. I've already sold 2 of them. I sold this one for best offer of $18, and then I'll show you the other one in a minute. I should have put them together. This is a Boyd's Bear. I picked up a bunch of them in a bundle lot. I want to say it was like a whole tote of them. I want to say I paid probably $15 or $20, but there were quite a few in there. And I did sell this one for $10.07. I featured these from the 100 Mile Yard sale. It was like, I think we've got it as like the night before because we stopped at a thrift store, and I ended up buying quite a bit of stuff there. This is 2 rubber stamp sets. One was Mary Englebright, and the other one were these Victorian cats. I decided to put them together. I probably paid $1 or $2 for one of them, and I think I paid $1 for the other one, but I did end up selling them on best offer for $15. I'm all about getting stuff moving quickly, and I love best offers. This is like the second or third one of these I've sold, and it's Acme brand from the 1980s. It's just this little pink dog with red ears, but I did end up selling it for $13.75. And it's one of those stiff, hard, stuffed dogs. I've sold these several times. These are the Go Smart by VTech. You see them in vehicles, and you see them in these animals. They light up, they talk. But I try to list these in lots of 2, and my main reason is 2 of them stays under £1, and that way I can charge just flat rate shipping for them, and they seem to move easier for me. But I did sell these Go Smart figures for $10.75, and I pick these up usually in bundles of stuff that I've bought, and sometimes at the bins. And at the bins, if it's battery operated, I think they only charge like 59 cents for electronics, so I usually always keep that stuff separate. So I wouldn't have paid very much for these 2. This is another McDonald's bucket that I sold. It's from 1986. This was the Ghost, and I did take a best offer of $12 for it. So I paid $2 or $3 for the entire box of them. I don't remember how many I ended up listing, but I've already made $30 on just 2 of the buckets. And that was the first week that I've got them listed. This is a basic brown bear. That's the brand. Merrily Woods is, I think, maybe that's the artist who designed these. But I've had this listed a little while, and then I got a message that somebody was just thrilled that they had actually found it. And they've already left me wonderful feedback, and I did end up selling the bear for best offer of $15. Here, I'll show you the, let's see if I can find the tag. Stuffed by Me at the Basic Brown Bear Factory. I had never heard of it. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like the Build-A-Bears or the Boyd's Bears, where you used to could go stuff an animal and dress it. This is one of the mugs that we picked up at that online estate sale. I sold several of them almost immediately. I auctioned a few. I think I sold one for $145 and another for $115 and another one for $99. So be on the lookout definitely for coffee mugs that are from pharmaceutical companies. This one was the Focalin XR drug. They must have their own little collectors, but I ended up selling the mug for $25 best offer. This is Fisher-Price Fun with Food. I do not find them very often. I would love to find them much more. I have kids that were born in the 80s, and when this all came out, I bought so many sets of them, and I just loved them. I don't know what. I wish I had kept them. This would be one of the things I wished I had kept, you know, in hindsight. But I ended up selling these for best offer of $20, and they are just, like, this was 2 yellow cake mixes, and there's nothing in the box, and then I did have the macaroni and cheese box with the little piece of plastic macaroni and cheese. There are others. There's ice cream, there's dishes. It's just a really, really cute series. This is just one of the plates that I sold. It is the Franciscan Discovery Interpace, and the design was Indian Summer. It's been a while since I picked these up, and they had lots more issues than I thought. There was lots of scratches on them. I sold off pretty quickly some of the serving sets, trays and salts and peppers and gravy bowls and stuff, and I think I'm down to like the plates and stuff like that. But I ended up selling just this one plate for $10, and we're way into the profit. I don't remember how much we paid on this, but we're way in the profit on it. Just another example, I love to pick up character plush. This is Clarice from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's a Toy Factory brand, which I think is kind of lacking in quality sometimes. I probably shouldn't say that, but I still pick them up, especially when they're characters. Pokemon comes in out by Toy Factory. There's a lot of character toys that come out. And Robert may snip that out. But I ended up selling Clarice for $9.15. This is the third cereal bowl, the last cereal bowl of the Gorham Ariana dish set that Robert picked up probably a couple of weeks ago. He paid $75, and it was a huge tote of these dishes. And I sold one of the bowls for about $26, another one for $25, and then I took a best offer of $22.50 on this one. So we've almost made all of our money back just selling the 3 bowls. This is a Baby Starters brand Sock Monkey Lovey. I just wanted a different example. Some of the Sock Monkeys sell for quite well, and then there's a lot of them that are just bread and butter for me. You know, $6 to $10, $12. But I still pick them up, especially if they're clean and in good condition. But I ended up selling this Sock Monkey for $9.15. This is one of the craft kits that I picked up at a yard sale. I don't remember how much I paid. It was a church yard sale. can't remember. But I ended up taking a best offer on this and sold it for $32. I want to say I either paid $1 for it or $5 for it. But I picked up 3 that day. I picked this up. I'm getting ready to do I've recorded, but I need to finish this video up. This is from an estate sale that I went to a couple of weeks ago. It's also from the same one that I picked up, that Boyd's Bear calendar that I featured in my last What's Sold. But I did end up selling, I paid, I want to say $4 for this at the estate sale, and I sold it best offer of $21. But it was just, I don't even think it had a brand on it, but when you plugged it in, the noses on the reindeers lit up. So I always look for cute Christmas stuff, especially at estate sales that are older. This I also bought at Finders Keepers. In hindsight, there were tons of these, and I only bought 1, and I wished I had bought more because I ended up selling this for $15. Right there, $15.59. And I paid $1. This is another example. We've been parting out small appliances as we pick them up. This might be no, I think, yeah, this is the last piece to the rocket grill that I picked up. I paid $5 for it. I basically bought it because it had the parchment papers that go in it, which I immediately sold for $30 or $35. But I then sold the cover to it. I sold the knob to it. And then this was the tray and the little instruction booklet that came with it. And I ended up selling it for $9.15. This is my big sale for the weekend on eBay. This was I always talk about picking up plush that are terry cloth, or if you look at this fabric here, they're called waffle weave. A lot of these are Eden. This one was only marked kids gifts, but I'm pretty sure it fell under the Eden brand also. It had some condition issues, but I went ahead and took a best offer of $50 on it. It is just a little plush. All right, these last 2 items were Facebook orders. They've been a little bit slow. Facebook's having some issues right now. If you've not listed on Facebook Marketplace, I want to say, my husband takes care of all the administrative stuff behind Facebook for me. But I think once you list something on there, every 6 days you have to renew it. And then after 6 weeks, it just kind of goes off into la la land. And they had this button where you could delist, relist your items, and it went away. And so I've got all of this stuff just sitting there. They say they're working on it. I hope they get it fixed soon. But I keep listing, and every once in a while something that was listed for a while does sell. So I don't think it goes totally away, but I think it gets buried because it is an up and coming marketplace that I think is going to do great things once they just, deal with the growing pains that they're having. But neither here nor there. I did sell this Miami Dolphins Dan Marino Christmas ornament. I say this all the time, Christmas sells all year long. And I did sell this for $14 on Facebook. And then I did sell this Kelly Toy Berenstain Bears Papa Bear for $12. And it'd been listed for a while, and it was one of those things, as soon as I listed on Facebook, it sold. So it's just kind of amazing how that works. But that's been it. That was for 3 days. That's not everything, but I try to pick as many things to show different examples of how my sales are going. So I'm going to get ready and probably do yet another video on a haul from last weekend, and then I've already been sourcing for this week, and that's starting to pile up too. All right, thanks for watching. I say this a lot. I so appreciate the comments that you guys send me. It just makes my day. Every morning, that's the first thing I do, is go look at my comments and try to answer everybody. I do appreciate it. This has been a wonderful couple of months, and I hope to keep doing this because it's encouraging when people say, hey, I just bought my first plush and this is what I bought, and I'm going to make some decent profit, and I never would have done this without watching you. So thank you for the comments. Thanks. Bye.